So, welcome to part 2, and this is my horizontal mill. This is actually a very nice machine, and one of the reasons that makes it a good mill is also makes it something that's a little bit more difficult to move into the new shop, is the fact that this is deceivingly heavy. I believe it's around 300 pounds. It's difficult for me to lift it all by myself, let's put it that way. And bolted to the cabinet with a bunch of tooling underneath, it's very difficult, to say the least. So this has stayed in the old shop, and that's where we are right now. So being that we're in the old shop, I don't have, basically my shop is split between the new shop and the old shop, and I don't have all the tools in either place, so it's kind of like a limbo state. So I took a drive this afternoon, and I'm here now. And as a practice cut, I took and faced this part of the arm down and made it straight. And it makes it straight against this jaw face over here. And the fact is, I actually filed this down, and it's not the most square thing in the world with everything, but once this gets bolted in and the final hole gets bored while it's mounted, that's what is going to dictate how straight the actual tapping action is. With that said, I realized this end mill, there's a few things going against it. It's not the sharpest thing in the world. It's a high-speed steel end mill. It's old, and it's sticking out way too much. It's sticking out, I mean, it's got to be a 2.5 inch stick out. But it's the only way that I can actually face this whole thing off in one shot, and as a result I don't get a very good surface finish. As you can tell, it's not the best thing in the world, but being that this is the face that will be seen, I will file this down a little bit and dress it up a little bit, versus the bottom part is going to stay machined, because this is actually going to get bolted together. And the reference surfaces really are the two sides here, and the backwards and forwards, basically the top and bottom, which is an average, let's call it that. Call it a 2.5 inch average over the vise. So without further ado, let's start milling the other side. That's finished. We're back, and I'm in the new shop. I used the 1-2-3 block to align this machine surface to this, and the reason why I'm even putting it here is because there's a bit of a casting defect here that I just want to somewhat take down. I'm not looking for it to be beautiful. Well, as I said, YG1 aluminum end mill. So I think I've actually finished with the machining, at least so far, or I should say with the milling machine. This is what I just milled out on the mini mill. Not bad. 3-flute YGN mill. And this is the finish I got with the high-speed steel overextended end mill on the horizontal mill. It's not great, but it should be good enough to mate these surfaces together. And to do so, you have to mark them. So yes, I use my cheapy calipers as a scribing tool. I've already set them. So now it's marked. Can punch it. Okay. Alright, so let's drill the pilot holes. I'm gonna drill the holes so I can actually tap them for the feet. So I have a pretty big problem here. It looks like I have run out of drill press to drill this thing. I can do it by hand, or I can try to loosen up the two nuts that are on this side and literally twist the drill around. I'm hoping that may work. And I know it's not the most precise thing in the world here, but it's the best I've got. It beats doing it by hand, for sure. So, at least the pilot holes look like it's that's all I have for this. Now I gotta drill it out to tapping size and mount it on the plate and then drill the second hole. I'm hoping I can keep this relatively straight. Well, somewhere in the middle of the web, it didn't break through. My current tap, this is a 1/4-20. I use this size tap quite a bit. This is my tapping eggplant, also known as a pin vise. So this is the cockamamiest setup I've ever done. This thing is actually sitting on a couple of 1, 2, 3 blocks. The difference between the table and this is about 1/8 of an inch, so I can actually spot this in. Once I got it okay, I clamped it down so I can actually drill through this. I guess I'm gonna need a bigger drill press at some point. I believe this is called ghetto rigging. That's the last size, and I'm running out of 1, 2, 3 blocks, so I milled a pocket underneath here. You can actually, should be able to see it there, right? And the adapter goes all the way in. So this is a 3/8 inch adapter with a hole, small ratchet on top, an adapter to 1/2 inch, and then the drill bit. The drill chuck, I mean. So now, let's put it to the test. Let's see if we can actually tap a hole with this thing. 1/4-20 tap. Piece of aluminum. We'll give it a shot of WD-40. And let's start this. Let's back this up. Let it start. There's a couple of threads in there. Good news is it's not slipping. Bad news is I'm going to need to use a normal wrench. Okay, looks like we're through. No slipping. No craziness. all the way through. Of course, smaller ratchet works very well for this. All went well. Should be a 1/4-20 straight tapped hole. Let's get a standard 1/4-20 bolt and it bolts right in. Not bad. Not bad. Well, I guess I gotta paint it now. I'll see you in a minute. The project has come to a close now. Gave it a coat of paint. Painted the embossed lettering as well. The paint is dry at this point. I am very happy with the project. I think it came out pretty darn well. I think I'm going to be very happy to have it around. It's definitely a useful tool. I thank Harold for casting this up, and I thank you guys for watching this video. But before you go, me and a friend of mine, we have another YouTube channel we're just starting, and it's alcohol reviews. So if you want to join us and watch a couple of guys drink and talk about alcohol, well, the link is in the description, as well as Harold's channel. So please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.